I don't know about you, but I have had a puncture on a Caravan and it caused me a lot of problems. But I am the kind of guy who likes to change the wheel himself, and maybe you are too. Well, some caravanners, would you believe, take a jack with them. Obviously, it's not as heavy as this. But there are trolley jacks that you can buy in car accessory shops. They're not too heavy, but there's a problem here. For example, people don't realise that on the old-fashioned chassis, you could shove them any old place, but not on a modern lightweight chassis. If you stuck a jack here, it could deform this, it could damage the galvanising. If you are going to buy an ordinary jack, there are only two places that I can commend to you, and one is, specified by Alco, is at the end of the axle tube itself. And that's not so easy to reach. Also, the axle tube is fixed to the chassis with this plate here. And if you position the jack under there, then it is deemed to be acceptable and it won't lead to damage. But isn't this all a little bit, shall we say, complex and messy? When Alco has developed a side lift jack, which really is light and so forth. And I'm in the Alco headquarters in the UK, and I've got with me Nick. Hello, Nick.
Hi, John.
Who can tell us some of the facts about this product. Now tell me, Nick, I'm a practical guy. I might actually want to do this myself. Would I have to drill holes?
No, there are two holes already in the chassis for you to bolt this side lift jack to. If you haven't already got the brackets fitted, obviously you can do it yourself.
Ah, okay, and you mentioned brackets. Now, what do these brackets look like?
So there are two sets of brackets. This is the smaller of the two sets, so this is for vehicles up to 1,600 kilos. For any vehicles heavier than that, up to 2 ton, we have these two brackets here.
Oh, and they go either side of the chassis?
Either side of the chassis member, clamped together by the bolts.
Right, we've got here a Bailey Orion up on the ramp. Which bracket would this take?
So for this one, you would have the smaller of the two brackets because it's less than 1,600 kilos. So you would have the brackets and 2 bolts per side.
Ah, right. Now this permanently stays in place, does it?
Absolutely, yes.
But wait, as you're going along over the years of ownership on bumpy roads, it could really shake loose. Is that a possibility?
No, the bolts themselves are torqued up to 86 Newton meters. So the bolt passes through the bracket and then there will be a nut which is tightened on the far side.
Well, you know, I'm one of these funny old practical people with dirty hands. I know what 86 Newton meters torqued means. Could you explain that though in simple terms?
Normally you would tighten it up with a torque wrench, which is this. You would set this to 86 Newton meters and that would tell you how tight the bolt was.
So if a person like me who's a practical person is going to do this, they would need a torque wrench.
They would, yes, yeah.
Failing that, where could they get this fitted themselves?
They can take it to any reasonable dealership and they'll fit it in just over 15 minutes.
Now you talk about the brackets. Where does the actual jack fit on the bracket?
So the bracket is mounted in this position and then the actual jack itself will slot in the bottom.
Oh, I see. Let's just... Oh, right, it just matches perfectly.